Reimu Hakurei, the genocidal bully of Gensokyo, the harbinger of doom, the exterminator, the one all yokai and humans fear. Or is she? In fact, I think all of that's a bit of rubbish, and I'm going to tell you why. To start with, Reimu Hakurei is not a bad person. In fact, she's not even a jerk. If you look into the manga and supplementary materials, and even the dialogue in games, you can see that for the most part, she doesn't actually want to hurt people. She doesn't even want to fight. It's just her duty as the Shrine Maiden. Which is why it's comical when she has to fight against Marisa, Sakuya, and Yomu. They kind of have a rock, paper, scissors, like, who's going to solve the incident? And I have half the mind to believe that Reimu hopes she loses half the time. But, either way, she doesn't really want to hurt people, and that's why she helped devise a spell card system, so she doesn't actually hurt them. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit of a concussion, kind of hurts, but it's not fatal. Like, she doesn't want to kill people. Rest in peace, Fortune Teller. Now, let me get into that. You might cite that as a reason as to why, Reimu's a hypocrite, because she hangs out with yokai, but then she killed him. But you see, it's part of her role. Reimu didn't enjoy doing that. She didn't. But she had to, because she's kind of like a Byakoi, a Kuchiki kind of person. Like, the rules. I have to uphold the rules. And in Gensokyo, the rules are a human cannot become a yokai. I mean, if it was a human on the outside world and they became a yokai out there and then came in, loophole. Or if you became a magician or something through age, that's different too. But if you, like, artificially become a yokai, against the rules. And that is a flaw in Reimu's character. I admit that. Because she is so strictly adhered to the rules that sometimes it makes her come across as a jackass. But at the same time, she's also kind-hearted enough to care for a fairy. Those things respond. But she's kind-hearted enough to care for a random-ass fairy. I think it was it Sunny Milk? Luna Child? It might have been Luna Child. I think it was Luna Child. She cared for Luna Child in, there was a typhoon or hurricane, and she, nursed her back to health. She didn't need to do that. Fairies respawn, and then she lets Sukuna stay in her house, and she lets all these yokai freeload, even lowering the barrier potency, and she does it on purpose. She could make it way stronger, but no, she lowers it, and overall, it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe she's not that bad of a person, and she's not. She's a flawed person, she's made mistakes, and she should lighten up on the rules. I mean, Sane isn't much better, they're both. But Sane is more of the exterminator. You are a yokai, and thus you exist, so you must die. But Sane is not that bad either. She's just kind of a bit overzealous, and even Reimu calls her out on that. So even Sane isn't that bad. But Reimu does have her flaws. She needs to lighten up on the rules. If a guy randomly becomes a yokai, maybe it was by accident, she should be like, okay, we're going to give you due cause. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Did you do this with nefarious reasons to try and screw over Gensokyo? No? Then, alright, you're cool, but you're not allowed to live in the village anymore. Get the fuck out. There you go. Problem solved. But she decided to opt to stay true to the rules and take the man out the pasture, so to speak. So, that is a flaw, but it does not make her a bad, immoral person, which a lot of fanon likes to color her as. They like to see her as this crazy genocidal Chara type character who's like, I'm going to bully everyone and beat them with my Gohei that continuously gets bigger in every game. But no, that's not the case at all. In fact, in Fellow Detective Satori, she was briefly terrified of the evil spirit. Reimu, terrified. The one who has Hack's powers. When she shouldn't be, because she has holy powers. Like, use your brain, Reimu. But I don't agree with the writing in that manga. Anyways, I know Zune is behind it. But he's off his rocker with that one. It's a bit of a weird manga, but I digress. It shows that in each manga, they try to capture a different facade part of Reimu's personality, like Wild Horn Hermit. They had her greedy side, while Forbidden Scrolly was more of her serious side / kind-hearted side, and so forth. But if you combine them all, you see that Reimu is a very good person, a very kind person, who just wants the best for Gensokyo and really wants Yukari to get the fuck out of her house. But that's a story for another day. Yeah, so next time you judge Reimu and say, she is indeed a very bad person, remember, she's not a very bad person. She's a flawed person. And that's what makes her very interesting, because she's a shrine maiden. She's one of the strongest characters, but she's not perfect. Her name is not Yorihime. We're gonna ignore Yorihime because she's dumb. Okay, she's flat out dumb, and there's a reason she's not in any games because she's that powerful. I digress. In short, Reimu may not be my favorite character, but she's not a character who deserves to be called the evil, bad exterminator of evilness, or whatever you fans that just latch onto one fanon interpretation and go, yes, this is the character I believe in. Don't do that. Do your research, read more doujins, play the games, and come up with an interpretation unique to you, or one that makes more sense, really. That's more, let's say, what's the word I'm looking for? It's more, appreciative? That's not even close to the word. More, respectful. There we go. I'm respectful of the original vision. Sure, if you say this character is alternator universe / AU, that's fine. That's a different Reimu. She had different circumstances. That's fine. So she wants to murder him. Whatever. But if you're like, yes, this is how I see this character, despite evidence to the contrary, don't do that. It's fine to have your own interpretations and your own headcanons. Fine. But don't say that she's something that she's clearly not, because that is bad and you don't want to be a bad. Until next time, everybody, where I come back with you with why tacos are the strongest characters in Gensokyo.